Hello, I'm Lucy from Colouring in the Midst of Madness, and today I am bringing you a quick comparison of the US and UK editions of World of Flowers. Now, I did a really long, really detailed comparison in written form and video form where I detailed 37 differences, and I thought I would do a quick video now to give you the edited highlights, which are the most crucial differences that do affect enjoyment. All of the other differences I found are just differences, so things like the foiling colour or this little butterfly being moved. But here I'm just going to tell you about the most crucial differences. So there are only 6. So number 1 is the book size. So I have lined these up at the top. The US edition is on the left, the UK edition is on the right, and the book is half a centimetre smaller in the UK edition. So if I pop this on top and line it all up, then you will see that there is a small border around both edges, which is about half a centimetre. So this also means that some of the images are a different size. So I will just show you what I mean. So it absolutely isn't every image. I don't think it's even the majority of the images, but some of them are printed different sizes, and they are printed larger in the US edition, which again is on the left, than the UK edition, which is on the right. So again, these are lined up at the bottom, and I'm hoping that you can see that this is quite significantly smaller from here to here than the US edition. And this is the case for a few of the centralised images, as well as the poster at the back. So that's the second difference. The third difference is the spines. Now, these are usually different on the UK and US editions. The only exception in the newly published books is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, where both editions had white spines with black text. Normally, the UK ones have black spines with white text. So if you're wanting sets to match your previous editions, then these are my previous editions of the UK books, and as you can see, they all match really nicely. And this is my pile of the US books, which again match really nicely. So they're all the same size and the same spines. They're also written in the same order on the spines, but they're different compared to each other. So if you're wanting them to match on the shelf, then you will definitely want to go for the same editions as you have previously bought, if you've always bought the same. So the fourth difference is the binding. Now, the UK edition is glue and string bound, so it's really, really strong and durable. The US edition is just glue bound. Now, this means that the spine does kind of crack and it does bend, and some people have issues with pages falling out. I've never had that happen, but I also don't tend to manage to colour a lot of images in each book, and I do try to be very careful. So if you're not very careful, then I would definitely advise the US edition. The fifth difference is the covers and the dust jacket. So the US edition has card covers which open out to these French flaps, which then open out again to this fully colourable scene, and this is front and back. The UK edition, we have gone back to having a dust jacket. So we've got the same design, but we've got these pale pink card covers, and the dust jacket is made of quite thick paper, and it's kind of shiny on the inside. So again, it is fully colourable, but almost certainly only with alcohol markers. However, it can actually be removed completely from the book, so when you're colouring you can take it off so that it doesn't get damaged, which is really handy, and it does also look really lovely. So that's the 5th difference. And the 6th difference, and probably the biggest difference, is the paper. Now, the paper in, let's open this one first, in this US edition is the new Johanna Basford paper that has been named after her. Now, it was created with her and for her and is used in all of the US editions of her books from Magical Jungle onwards. And it's a kind of pale ivory colour, so it's not white, but it isn't cream, it's not remotely yellow, as I'm hoping you can see. I'm going to bring this up to the camera and hope that it focuses. So I'm hoping that you can see that it's got a really nice tooth. Now, I've used polychromos pencils here, and I'm actually doing a colour along, which is why this isn't finished. I'll pop the link in the description for if you want to join in. But I'm hoping that you can see that it has got a really good tooth, this paper. The UK edition also has really lovely paper, and this is, again, not white, but it is whiter than the US paper. Again, this is specific to Johanna's books, but it's not her named paper. But she did help kind of scour for it and find it for the books. Again, this paper is used in all of the books by her from Magical Jungle onwards in the UK editions. And again, it is really lovely with pencils on. So I'm going to bring this up to the camera. And I'm really hoping that this is showing up the different texture, because I haven't used blending pencils on this, so you can see the texture through my colouring. And again, this was coloured with polychromos pencils. This is kind of the before and after for my colour along. So the other thing to note is that the papers are different thicknesses. So that's the UK paper. You can hear that that's quite a bit thicker, the US paper, and you can also see that when we close the books by the thickness of them. So we've got the US edition at the top and the UK edition at the bottom. So there is a bit of difference in thickness. So in terms of which book to get, if you have any eyesight problems or any issues with fine motor control, anything like that, or if you're wanting to use wetter media, then I would go for the US edition. Also, if you don't like the dust jacket, definitely get the US edition. The UK edition is really lovely because the paper is a bit whiter, and it has the lovely dust jacket, which I know a lot of us, it's a bit like Marmite. Some of us love it, some of us hate it. I personally love it. And so if I had to pick one, I would probably always go for the UK edition because I'm from the UK. The other thing is obviously whether you want a matching set on your shelf. So if you have always got the UK editions, then you'll want the UK one. And if you've always got the US ones, then you'll want that one. And if you've chopped and changed, then go for whichever suits your needs best. The paper is lovely in both, please don't get me wrong, it is really, really nice paper in both, but it is definitely thicker in the US copy. Both show the colours really beautifully. I'm hoping you saw with exactly the same pencils coloured in exactly the same way. They do both look really nice, but there is obviously higher contrast in the UK edition because that paper is a little bit whiter, but it is a bit less forgiving. So yeah, hopefully that kind of quick, kind of not so quick comparison will have helped. If you have any questions, do let me know. All of the links that you need for my reviews, my flick-throughs, my written reviews, and my comparison post, both written and videoed, and my colour along are all in the description box. So please do check those out, and please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back soon. Thanks so much for watching.